Hello, everybody. You have tuned in to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm Sergeant Rich Myers with the District 52 Indiana State Police Public Information Office. We thank you for coming and listening and watching us today. We have the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids sponsoring our show today, as they have each and every week that we have the show. We have the background with the State Police Alliance on it today. Thank goodness. Thankful for Tom Trial. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. He's waving in the background, so y'all can't see him, but Tom is acknowledging me. Thank you very much, Tom. We have as our guest today, we have somebody that's been here before, and then one new guest, Captain Sherry Reese from the Capitol Police Division of the Indiana State Police. Sherry, welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out on this cold day.
Good to be here.
Patrolman Dennis Bennett. Dennis, thank you for coming in.
Sir, thank you so much. You're too kind.
You're very, I don't know if I'm going to have a job after this, because we were talking, Dennis has got this natural radio voice here, so they're probably going to say, hey, you know, Dennis sounds a lot better on this radio than you do, Rich. We're going to have him coming in each year. And look at that smile. I mean, it's just a natural, isn't he? He's a natural. He'll be going for taking my job over. But thank you both for coming in. And we got some great conversation here to go about the Capitol Police Division of the Indiana State Police and what exactly they do and what their responsibilities are. So let's start that off with, what are the responsibilities of the Capitol Police Division of the Indiana State Police?
Captain, if I could take that.
Go ahead.
Sir, thank you so much. That's a great question. Let me say by saying this. Daily, the protection and life property, the protection of life and property on the Indiana Government Center is our responsibility.
So you're talking about, we're talking like buildings downtown. We're talking about the State House in general, but a lot of people don't know that you cover a lot more than just the State House. What are some of the other buildings that you guys are responsible for? Good
question. We are also responsible for White River State Park, the Indiana War Memorial, the government residence,
right,
and also properties and agencies not bounded by the Indiana.
Not located right there directly on the government center campus. There's other outbuildings.
Oh, okay. So you're not just downtown here. You've got other outside buildings also that you're going to be responsible for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'm guessing right now, this time of the year, we're talking here in January, we've got probably a little small town here every day with a legislative session going on.
Absolutely.
With the legislatures coming in and people coming in to testify, the lobbyists, everybody, it kind of turns into a small town every day.
Anywhere from 3,000 to 8,000 people daily.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Wow. And so you're responsible for the safety of those. Plus, you guys have to also secure that building and make sure that those 3,000 to 8,000 people that come in are ran through metal detectors,
screening procedures,
and anything else that comes up throughout these other buildings that you have.
Any medical call, anything of a domestic type situation. We've got a nature of calls from broken-in vehicles, small thefts, simple batteries. We have a lot of homeless contingency that we deal with, especially this time of year, trying to house inside of the state garages. So we do see a lot of a variety of different things any particular day of the week.
Pull that mic up there to you a little bit. There you go. We're getting a little off sound off of it. So whenever you apply to be a Capitol Police officer, what's a procedure for that? Is that a academy, I'm guessing?
Yes, you would go through the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. It's the basic police academy that most police officers in the state of Indiana go through unless they hire in with an agency such as the Indiana State Police or IMPD that provides their own academy, but they all have the same guidelines of particular education requirements to go through following criminal law, traffic law, and a large variety of other specific programs and functions that they get specified training on.
And this is gone through online?
No, you attend the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy out in Plainfield.
No, I mean online to apply.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. You go to the Indiana State Police website, and there is an application link there to submit an application for the Capitol Police. Great.
So go to www.in.gov in.gov/ISP, and on a link there it talks about career opportunities, and the one of those is the Capitol Police Division, and it tells all about what you need to do to follow up to do that. So how long have you been with the Capitol Police Division, Dennis?
Well, sir, this year would be 10 years.
And I understand you're a nurse also.
Well, like most Capitol Police officers and officers throughout the state of Indiana, we had lives long before we became police officers.
Yeah.
But yes, I was a nurse in the United States Army for 22 years.
Wow, that is amazing. So if something happens, I want to make sure Dennis is on me
Absolutely.
at the Capitol Police Division, because he's going to know what to take care of for me out there.
Absolutely.
What are your working days like there? What are your shifts? Do you have 24-hour coverage?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so what's a typical shift? What do you guys work there?
We have 3 shifts. We have first shift from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Second shift, which comes in at 3 p.m. They work until 11 p.m. And then third shift covers from the hours of 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. So we keep a contingent of officers upon each of those shifts so that we have adequate personnel to respond to calls for service, check the buildings, and patrol the exterior of the properties as well, and then check our outer properties, the State Lab, White River State Park, and the War Memorial Parks as well.
So you're responsible for the State Lab, which is up at 16th Street.
Correct.
And also the White River State Park, which is over here on West Street.
Correct.
Or
Western Washington.
Western Washington, that area. That's a large. And they have quite a few venues during the summer.
Absolutely.
Music venues, that type of stuff. So you're there also for the protection of the patrons there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I didn't know all this. So you guys have a lot of ground to cover.
We do.
And also, I know, like you were saying, the governor's residence.
Mm-hmm.
I was up there the other night and saw some Capitol Police officers, bless their hearts, out in the snowstorm.
We do have a small office up there where we keep officers there 24/7 as well.
Okay, and they were out directing traffic for an event coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Out there
Yes.
doing that, so that a lot of people don't know they're up there. What is your what's your numbers? How many people do you have on the Capitol Police right now?
Currently, we have 63 officers. That includes our command staff.
Okay, is that up to par? Are we looking? Or?
We do have an open application process right now. I think we have up to 72 that we can have. So we will probably be having another process here later this year.
Okay. So if somebody's interested in becoming a Capitol Police officer, what kind of educational background should they be looking at?
They need to have their high school diploma or their general equivalency diploma as well, if they don't have their high school diploma. And then they have to have a valid driver's license, be a legal citizen, 21 years of age, and then they could apply for the process. And then if they're selected, they would attend the Indiana Law Enforcement Basic Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find a lot of young officers, or do you find officers that are maybe have retired from another police officer location, jurisdiction, have come and applied, or how does it?
Actually, we do see both.
Okay.
We do see both. We get a fair amount of older people that are more seasoned in law enforcement that bring some knowledge and skills into our agency, which is good. And then we do have a fair amount of younger officers as well.
Now, if they have the Law Enforcement Academy already, they're seasoned veterans retired from another location, do they have to go through the whole academy?
No, they have a transitional basic course that
Okay.
the training division with the Indiana State Police runs for them to kind of transition them from wherever they were coming from into Capitol Police.
Get them experiment with your paperwork, with your type of
Our procedures,
protocols.
and then they would also go through a defensive tactics course, firearms, and a short Evo course as well.
Okay. Well, great. Hey, you're listening to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. Sergeant Rich Myers with the Indiana State Police Alliance, Cops for Kids. We thank them for their sponsorship of this each and every week, and we appreciate Tom Trial putting us on the YouTube. And we're talking with Patrolman Dennis Bennett from the Capitol Police Division and Captain Sherry Reese, also from the Capitol Police Division, division of the Indiana State Police, but been around a long time.
Mm.
Done a lot of history with the Capitol Police Division. I assume whenever you guys have a detective division and something like that also?
We do have a detective, and we do have somebody, a sergeant over that detective that oversees everything that they're doing. All of our cases are reviewed by the detective and that particular sergeant, and we do investigate our own cases, but they do work with the criminal intel division with the Indiana State Police.
I know I've worked with your detective quite a bit, some being the public information officer.
Mm-hmm.
I work with you guys quite a bit throughout the year, and he's had a lot of cases where we've put some stuff out for him and had some luck with it. So he's busy. He's a very busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's amazing what you guys have him downtown in that small circle of buildings.
It overlaps with IMPD's district, so we work very closely with IMPD and IUPUIPD. It's a very that 1 mile square is a very populated area. We've got the IUPUI campus across the street from us, and then of course you've got all of the businesses and the parks around us as well. So we do see a lot of things that feed over jurisdictionally, and so we do work very well with them. We do share the responsibility of all of the property and the things that go on in and around there. So yes, we do see a very large amount of different types of service calls.
What about during the summer months? Are your calls for service up or down? Or I know 4th of July events,
it's crazy.
It's really taken off. It's really taken off that, and other events downtown with the canal that you guys are responsible for also. So
definitely see an increase.
Are you
just from the number of events alone and the people that those events draw in, and then just the nature of it being summer and the kids are out and a lot of people on vacation. So we see visitors, and then we do see a very large evening crowd on the weekends especially.
So Dennis, you've been doing this for 10 years. What's your shift right now? What do you work?
I work the second shift, sir, 3 to 11.
What do you like about the second shift?
It's, of course, to be honest in front of witnesses. I like the fact that the Indiana State Police allows me to be responsible in that when the building shuts down at a particular time, we're out there dealing with the public and trying to get a good hold of the public's trust in us.
Well, I'm sure that's a lot of it just to be seen around the area, and I'm sure you have a lot of, especially in the summer, visitors coming up asking you directions. Where do I go for this? What do I do for this?
Well, in order to be a good Capitol Police officer, you have to know a little about everything.
Yeah.
You got to know where stuff is. You got to be able to answer questions concerning police matters, and it keeps you on your toes.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Do you have a bike patrol?
We do.
I mean, it seems like that would be very beneficial for something like this.
We do have a bike patrol. They run. Third shift doesn't run as often as second shift and first shift do for safety reasons, but we use that a lot at the events. Even at the state fair, we've been able to participate with the 500 events.
Okay.
And so it not just the campus, but we've been able to assist the state police on the other side with some of their larger events because they're easy to navigate through large crowds.
Oh yeah. How many officers do you have doing that?
The last count, I think, was 15.
Okay. That'd be a big way to stay in shape.
Yes.
Do you get to wear shorts?
Yes, you do.
Oh, right there. That's the reason putting it forward anyway. Right there. But I'm sure pedaling around in August in Indiana can be a little hot and stressful too. But I'm sure there's some officers that enjoy that.
Yes.
They probably bike on their own and they like to get out there and do that.
Absolutely.
So any other specialty teams that I'm missing out on here?
No,
I know one that I've missed out. The EOD, the dog
yes,
guys.
we do have our canines, our EODs. They're very important to the campus. Any type of suspicious package or unattended package, they respond to all those calls. We do have the homeless outreach team that works collectively with IMPD because we do have such a large volume of homeless people housing in and around the campus or attempting to. So we try to get the appropriate services for those people, and working well with IMPD and the other homeless outreach organizations helps get those people plugged into services that they need.
Especially now, this time of the year when it's so cold out. It's so terrible.
Yes.
You need to get those people into the warm and get them someplace that they can be
Right.
taken care of.
Yes.
We do. We work with the prosecutor's office on the community impact panel. That it's like a diversion program for criminals that have been found guilty of committing quality of life crimes in the downtown area. Okay. We sit on that panel with the prosecutor's office, some of the local residences, IMPD, and some local educators to try to talk to the offenders about their actions and how it affects the downtown community and visitors and the negative effects that it has. So we do have a variety of different things. Next week we'll be working with, or actually at the community conversation with IMPD and IUPUIPD Director Riggs to talk about the quality of life in the downtown area and how to improve that and reduce crime.
Great. Well, guys, we have run out of time. But I appreciate you being here today and talking with me, and thanks so much for coming in. And you're welcome back anytime.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
today. Well, Well, thanks for joining us today. This has been the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Cops for Kids Indiana State Police Alliance. We thank you for tuning in with us with Patrolman Dennis Bennett and Captain Sherry Reese from the Capitol Police Division. I've learned a lot more about the Capitol Police Division. Remember what we always say, buckle up, keep those kids in a car seat. That's your best advice for safety when you're traveling. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.